Hello students, in today's video we'll see about the C program to check the palindrome using while loop. First of all, you should know what is a palindrome. So a palindrome is nothing but any number which when reversed will give the same number. For example, 121, when you reverse it, you'll be getting again 121. So this is a palindrome. Whereas 123, the reverse of this will be 321. This is not a palindrome. So now I think you know what is a palindrome. So we are writing a C program to check if the given number or if the user input number is a palindrome or not. So now the program starts with the header file hash include stdio.h, okay, and then you can use void main or int main. Here we are taking a number and we'll be returning the output also as a number, and we'll be concluding if it is a palindrome or not. Therefore we can use int, or you can use void main also. So here this is the declaration of all the variables that we're going to use in the program. So I am declaring a variable called num and reverse num and remainder and temporary. So num is integer, all these four have been declared as integers, and rev num I am initializing it to 0. So the initial value of rev num has been put to 0. Others are just definitions, like I have defined them as integer type. Now we are going to use these variables in the program in the later stage. So now printf enter an integer. We are asking from the user during the runtime. So as you can see in the output, there is a line called enter an integer. So that will get printed during runtime. Scanf. Now we'll be giving some number here. Say for example 121 or 123 or whatever. So that will be taken inside of the program using this scanf statement. So scanf, you have %d within double quotes and comma ampersand num. This ampersand num is used to get the value of num from the address in which it will be temporarily stored. Okay, so this 121 that we are giving will be stored in the address num. So we are taking it from the address num. That is what is called as ampersand num. I hope you can understand now. So now you have %d. %d means it is of the type integer. So we are taking ampersand num, which is of the type integer. Okay, now this 121 will be getting inside the program. Now this is the main block of the logic which I'll be explaining later. Before that, you need to know only one concept before that. I'm sorry for the this thing. Yeah, so only one thing you have to know. If this, you just see here, we are going to find the reverse of the given number using this logic. Okay, this you will understand. But before that, what we are going to do is the reverse num. If rev num equal to num, equal to means equal to, okay. So then if the reverse number and the original number are equal, then we are going to say that printf %d is a palindrome. %d means, okay, %d is a palindrome, comma num. Can you understand? So now this means that you can either print it is a palindrome or you can print the number is a palindrome. If you want to print the user input number as a palindrome, then you have to use %d comma num. So now what happens during runtime, the num which you have given as 121 will come over and take over this position. So you'll be getting the answer as 121 is a palindrome, as you can see here. Else printf it is not a palindrome, which means if reverse number is not equal to num, then you will be printing it is not a palindrome. Then return 0 is the success statement. Now in order to find what is because num, we know num is the input that we are giving, which is 121, that has been assigned to %d, okay, which is integer type. Now we have to see the logic of the program. So this is the logic of the program. So how it works, we are going to see about it. So now num is nothing but 121, as you all know. Okay, in this particular program we have taken the num value as 121. Num has been assigned 121 during the runtime, as you can see. Okay, so now we have to find the reverse of 121 and then check if 121 and 121 are equal. The reverse number is equal to num. So this full logic that we have over here is to find the reverse num. So how we are finding a reverse num? For that we are using a few variables. One is temp equal to num. This is like here what we are doing is we are assigning it from right hand side to left hand side. You already know num is nothing but 121. Okay, num is 121, that we have assigned it over here. So we already know num is equal to 121, isn't it? Now this num is assigned to temp by right to left assignment. Now temp is also 121. So temp is also 121. Okay, got it. Now the temp is a temporary variable is assigned to 121. Now we are using a while loop. This is the main logic of the program. So after you assign the value of num to temp, you are checking if temp is not equal to 0. Exclamation equal to means not equal to. Okay, we are checking 121 is not equal to 0. So is it true or false? 121 is not equal to 0. It is true, isn't it? Because 121 and 0 are not equal. If this is true, we'll be getting inside the logic of the program till here. These three lines will be executed. If it is not true, then it will come to the next line. This line it will come to. Can you understand? So now what we are doing, we have assigned the temporary variable as 121. This will keep changing as you can see. I'll tell you, don't worry. So now temp is 121. 121 is not equal to 0. Yes, it is true. The condition is true. So we get inside the logic of the program. So here in the logic of the program, we have two different symbols. One is modulo division, other one is normal division. You can see this is called modulo division, which will yield the remainder, and this is called normal division, which will yield the quotient when you divide two numbers. So now what happens? What happens is that you are going to do temp modulo 10. You should always start from right hand side, then assign it to left hand side. Okay. So temp. Num has been given to temp, which is 121 now. So 121 modulo 10. When you divide 121 and 10, what will be the remainder? Remainder will be 1. Okay. When you divide 121 modulo 10, because temp is 121, right? So 121 modulo 10, you will be getting the remainder as 1. That 1 will be assigned to remainder. So now the remainder is 1. Okay. Now the next line is revnum is equal to revnum into 10 plus rem. The initialization of revnum is nothing but 0, as you can see here. So 0 into 10 plus remainder now is 1. Can you understand? So 0 into 10 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So that 1 will be assigned to revnum. Now revnum has been updated to 1. As per our logic, we have updated it to 1. It was 0 as per the declaration, but now it has been assigned 1. Because the logic is being performed. I repeat, revnum is 0. 0 into 10 is 0. 0 plus remainder is 1. So it will be giving the whole statement will give you 1. That will be assigned to revnum now. So revnum's value will be 1. Next is temp slash equal to 10. This actually means, this particular line means temp is equal to temp by 10. That is the meaning of this line. Okay, this operator. Slash equal to means, it means temp equal to temp by 10. I hope you can understand. For example, temp slash equal to 5 means temp equal to temp by 5. I hope you can understand. So what is temp now? Temp is 121, right? So 121 by 10 we have to do. 121 by 10, it will be giving you 12 as the quotient. Okay, 12 will be the quotient. So in normal division, you have to assign the quotient. In modulo division, you have to assign the remainder. I am repeating it. So therefore, 121 by 10 will become 12. So it will give the quotient. So 12 will be the quotient. That will be assigned to temp. Now temp value is 12. Okay, now the temp value is 12. It has been updated from 121 to 12. Now it is 12 now. Okay, now again we go to the start of the program. We again check the condition. While temp not equal to 0, it is true. Because 12, you should not see this value anymore. You have to see the updated value. So 12 is not equal to 0. True, isn't it? So we have to come into the program. Temp modulo 10. So 12 modulo 10 will give you the remainder 2. Okay, when you divide 12 by 10, you'll be getting the remainder 2. So that 2 will be assigned to rem. So the updated value of rem is 2. Can you understand? Yeah. So now the second line, revnum into 10 plus rem. Revnum is updated value is 1. 1 into 10 is 10. 10 plus rem. Rem value is 2. So 10 plus 2 will be 12. So 12 will be assigned to revnum. So revnum is updated to 12. Can you understand? We should always go from right hand side to left hand side. Revnum value now is 1. So 1 into 10 is 10 plus remainder value is updated to 2. So 10 plus 2 will be 12. 12 is assigned to revnum now. Okay, and then we have temp equal to temp by 10. So temp value is 12 now, updated value. So 12 by 10 will give you the quotient as 1. Isn't it? Because normal division is just the quotient. So temp value is updated to 1 in iteration 3. Iteration means in cycle 3. Okay. So now we have to again check the condition. 1 not equal to 0. Again it is true. 1 is not equal to 0, right? So true. You have to see the updated value. Okay. So now temp modulo 10. 1 modulo 10. Okay, when you divide like this, okay, you cannot do this. So it will be 10 zeros are 0 with remainder 0. Sorry, remainder 1. Can you understand? You cannot do this division. Okay, because it is a smaller number. Don't do decimal and all. Okay, so 1 modulo 10 will be giving you the remainder 1. Okay, so now remainder is updated to 1. Can you understand? Remainder is updated to 1 from right to left assignment. Now revenum into 10 plus rem. Which revenum will you take? The latest revenum. So that is 12 into 10 is 120 plus rem. Which rem you will take? The latest rem. So you will be getting 120 to 10 plus 1, 121. That 121 is assigned to a revenum. So now revenum is assigned to 121, isn't it? Now temp equal to temp by 10. That is the value of the latest temp is 1. So 1 by 10. Okay. Quotient will be 0, isn't it? Normal division quotient will be 0. So that is assigned to temp now. Now temp becomes 0. Now you are checking the condition. Temp becomes 0. You are checking the condition. 0 not equal to 0. The cycle again goes. But here it is false. 0 not equal to 0 is false, right? 0 equal to 0. So then you have to come to this. Out of the program you will be coming. Now then you will be checking the revenum equal to num. The revenum that you have got latest is 121. Equal to num. That is also 120. Therefore it is a palindrome. I hope you can understand. Thank you.